How are you?
I love what you, I love what you sent me, and
Good,
I
good.
can't wait to circle back to you for what you put together for Chat GPT. It's pretty killer.
There's Preston in the background. Hey, Con, how are you? You know Preston Murphy, the rock star?
Yeah,
She's
rock
got him
star.
got him blurred out on her screensaver. All right.
Well, today is part 3 of our recruiting with AI, and we're connecting the dots. And if we just take a sec and kind of go back, and we have all the recordings, so if you missed any element of it, you can kind of get all the videos and put them in order. But we talked about using ChatGPT to have effective conversation starters, invitation calls, videos, all that, and the importance of a hook and a call to action. And I have to tell you, I honestly have given up on being entrepreneurial myself. Ella, my assistant, puts on my calendar, Rich, now the calendar link with a pre-written script from ChatGPT when I need to promote something. Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
Making us better, right? So if we don't use the right verbiage, we're not going to get leads, right? So that's step 1, is getting leads. Step 2 is creating content effectively. And Rich, you've really gotten great at this, taking some of your own classes or meetings and breaking it up using Opus clips, right?
Yeah. So we're doing that with the Opus clips. In fact, I was at a big team meeting and training yesterday that we did at one of my offices, and we recorded all kinds of content. And so we're dumping it into Opus clips, and now everybody has reels. So we're doing it not only for for the obvious of sending it internally for the people that didn't go and to track them back in the office and so they can see what they're missing, but also for recruits, right? We have content. And the other thing that we did is for our ancillary business. So one of the classes we had yesterday was our title and our escrow and our mortgage company did like a trifecta 30-minute deal training, with for the agents on what their business is all about, what role they play in the real estate transaction, and some tips. And so now we're turning that into Opus clips, or in these reels, I should say, that we're sending out to our agents to help them capture more business from our roster, right? And so we're doing that too, which helps me as an OP and helps the market center generate more revenue so that we have money for things.
So you're getting re-engagement of your own agents by creating FOMO and reminding them of what they're missing out on. You're recruiting with it and attracting with it, because again, if I see what you've got to offer, I'm way more likely to move fast than to pump the brakes if I see what I'm missing out on. I love that. And then one step further is to take all that content that you guys now have, use it in smart plans, and then store it as a YouTube channel, playlist, all kinds of good. So those are the things we've already covered. And now the third part is really capturing the lead. And so we're going to show you 2 tools. You might not use both of them. You might use them a little differently. We're going to show you how you can use them in different ways. But when you've got leads coming in, now that you've lined this up, you're going to realize most of them aren't coming right during the business day. You're getting things in the weekend nights, or 8:00 p.m. and the next day you might be going to an event or training, and all of a sudden it's 2 or 3 days and no one's gotten back to the lead. So once you get the flow, then you're going to need to add in like ManyChat or Cognito forms to grab the lead and respond to it so that it's convertible. It's a lead that you can convert. So we're going to dive into that today. So before we do, any questions that anyone has about the first 2 that we've knocked out? Okay, then we're going to dive right in. Okay, so today the topic is how to use ManyChat and Cognito forms for recruiting. And again, this is part 3 of the classes that we've had. The next class that we have, Rich is put together a really great program for the 4th quarter GPS and finishing the year strong. So for those of you that haven't joined us, or you're watching this after the fact, we'd love to have you become a member so you can keep benefiting from this. And if you have any recommendations or strong requests, we'd love to hear them from you guys. Okay, diving right in, just remember all of this that we're sharing with you today is, of course, following all the rules of compliance with lead generation, TCPA, do not call in Canada, and of course, we're recording today. So bottom line, and this infographic is kind of driving me nuts because it's spinning slowly, but it doesn't matter how good you have this dialed in. If you guys are not getting back to these leads really quickly, I'm going to tell you they are duds. So just a few reminder, when you're thinking of setting these things up, just remember that 78% of leads choose the first responder. And when you can get a connect with someone within 30 seconds, which is kind of insane to think of, 30 seconds, your conversion rate increases by 370%. And yet 30 seconds, that's kind of insane, isn't it, Rich? Like,
Yeah.
who's going to run that has ability to be back to someone in 30 seconds, right?
Well, we know that from before this whole AI thing, Zillow and everything that the agents are spending, all this money on, that's what they always talked about is speed to the lead, right? And it wasn't 30 seconds. It was like, how many minutes can you get
5
back?
minutes or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
So
Now we're like
now,
3 seconds.
yeah. So one
Ridiculous.
second, here you go. The phone's ringing before you even, push send. So yeah.
Yeah. So today we're going to cover the number one strategy, which is speed to lead. And I'm going to go through just a few things you can do. And this is as much to help coach or train your implementer, whoever's going to be doing this or might watch this video later. But these are all different tools, and we're going to go through them real quickly, and then I'm going to show you and then answer questions. So number one, core strategies for better conversion is speed to lead. Automated lead capture and routing. And that's what we're tackling today with ManyChat and Cognito Forms. So instantly, respond. Second would be if you wanted, you could do live chat or a chat bot. And many of you have been on websites where all of a sudden that pops up in the corner and says, hey, can I help you? Those are additional tools you can use. Again, we're not talking about that today, but that is an effective AI tool to add. Short forms, which Cognito Forms or Google Forms, many of you have used short forms before, but just a little bit of advice. When you do a short form or a lead capture form where you ask for maybe their name, email, phone number, some of the form fields might be required, some may not. Just know, keep it short and simple because you'll have a way better conversion. So if you have under 5 fields to fill in, you have a 200% better chance of getting their data. So keep that in mind. Real-time notification and mobile access. Make sure people are being alerted in your team and on your team when leads come in and that they're looking at that regularly. I have been very guilty of leaving leads sitting in a queue, in an inbox, in my Facebook, that kind of thing. So you got to make sure you're on that. Automated nurture and follow-up. This is where your smart plans in command really come into play. You can have them automatically get text messages and email drip campaigns. Lead scoring and sourcing is another smart strategy. You may number your leads on the quality or how responsive they were, if they interacted with you, so that when you do follow up and you spend time on lead nurture, you're giving your best time to your best leads. And then AI insights. When you drop a lead into ChatGPT for insights, usually you get a lot better engagement. That's more of a direct or advanced thing. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's critical, but it was definitely recommended. Now, ManyChat and Cognito Forms, $15 a month investment. That's all we're talking about. It's not a big investment. And what it basically does is when you, I'm actually going to show it first. Let me just quick show you an example first. And then we'll talk about connecting because it's really easy to see it in action. And I'm going to highlight one of my clients, Jessica Borden, downtown Chattanooga. She is great. She's totally worth following and she's fun. She has a lot of fun with her little videos. So here's a video and she's having some fun in it. But where I want to show you is where she and how she uses ManyChat. So she's got her hooks and call to actions. She's using her ChatGPT to write her side content. She, of course, puts her own flavor on it. But you can see right here, if you comment the word hook, she'll send this to you straight away. So if we just type in the word hook, I just got it. I heard did. Now, I believe in my messages, it comes over here. Here's Jess. And send me the link. Now, dun da da da. Here is where she's directing me. Okay. Oh, it sent me the link. Sorry, I gotta go back in here. And I'm getting it on my phone. I hear my phone going. Brr, brr, brr. So it automatically sent me what she promised. And I honestly didn't even see it come through yet. So that's how she's connecting the dots. Let me stop sharing and let me share one of mine. Or actually, let me share another one of Jessica's. This one, that one didn't work as well. You always want to test. So I'm going to show you when you go into, when I show you this, I'm going to show you how we test it out every time. So here's hers. We go to Jessica and I go to her page. Here's another one she did. DM me program and I'll send you the information. No pressure, just possibilities. So program. And there it is. Send me the link. Now, I am not sending links necessarily. Let me show you what we're doing with mine. And many of you have got this for me. So Rich and I make books a lot for you guys, like script books, ChatGPT books, you know. So a lot of my things are like a downloadable book. Once they click on that or type in the word, whatever we trigger, they might put in their email address or you might have them type in a word. They're going to get this. Thank you for your interest. Here's access to the Indeed ads playbook. You click on that and you literally get that delivered to you. So mine's a more direct. Jess's is getting to her inbox so that she can call and respond to me directly. That's actually pretty clever. Might even have better conversion her way than my way, where I'm just giving the information direct. However, you have options. So I just want to break this down a little. If you wanted to capture the lead like ManyChat so that it automatically responded, like say the word coach or hooks or referrals, and you wanted to give the book, you could also add one more step, which is Cognito forms, and get them to give you their data. And you can make some things required and some things not required. And that's where you can bring it to a whole nother level of lead conversion of strangers. Okay. So for example, let me go back and screen share this. In my ManyChat, instead of dropping you to this book, I could drop you to a link, and the link could be Cognito forms where this pops up. Now, again, remember, less than 5 fields to fill in is smart. Don't be too crazy here. Have them like 12 different things you're asking for. Some things you might require, like name or phone or email, or maybe not both. And some things aren't. So I can either give you what I promised as a way to get in front of a lot of people, or I could drop you to Cognito forms first, where you boop, 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 here's the email where to send it. Now I've captured the lead and permission to market and can then send it to you. So both are effective. I'm going to tell you the difference in conversion is how responsive you guys are to your leads. If you are so tight right now with your team and no one's really got time for this, you're going to get further using just ManyChat and giving everything away that you're promising than having to remember to go Cognito forms, double check to make sure you don't have any leads, to backtrack, to see if they'll talk to you. And that's just the reality of lead conversion. And yet, ManyChat I pay $15 for, Cognito Forms is free. Now, the only difference from Cognito Forms from Google Forms is if you did pay the paid version, you can route leads faster. So let's just say we're all in the same office, and Marietta deals with K-score, and Laura, you work on building teams in the office, and Davi's our PC coach, and we've got different types of leads coming in. If you spend a little little bit of money with Cognito forms, it will know who to route the leads to. And again, it's so important with speed to lead that in those complex situations, that might be worth spending, you know, the $5-10 for that. So let me answer questions, and I'll start with you, Marietta. Okay, you're muted.
Yeah, got it. Quick question. On ManyChat, do we get any type of notification that someone has requested the information, or it's just they put in a code and it goes directly to them? We don't know who requested it or who got it.
So on the website, you can see the interactions per form. And yet, that's a really great question because I haven't seen it happen in real time. I've just seen our leads because Ella's been responding to them. So I'll get clarification for you on that because I'm not 100% sure if there's like an email as well, because I don't read my email. She does. So I'll double check with you on that. However, you can see per form that you make, the leads that correlated with it, just like you would on Google Forms as well. Okay. I like Google Forms. I've used it for many, many years, but I'm just sharing what other people that are getting a lot of leads are using. I'm just sticking with exactly what they're doing so that we're not getting too creative. And yet the complexity part is where leads going to different people is really quite beneficial if you're really tricking this out. You know what I mean? With a large recruiting team.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone have any experience with what Marietta is saying that they could share on that? No? Okay. So I'll circle back and double check on that. And yet every form you can see all the data just like you can on Google Forms. So great question. So ManyChat, you could use that alone, singularly, to respond to the lead in real time. And lead response is the most critical element of it being convertible. Because again, if Rich did something, he filled something out and then didn't get something, he's going to be kind of miffed, right? You guys have all done that. We're like, what? And they're like, and then they start calling you and you're like, whatever. So keep that in mind. And ManyChat, like I say, is, I can go back on the slide and tell you exactly how much I spend. Give me one sec. That's $15 a month. Okay. So if you're going to do this and create leads, you should probably make that investment or your chance of conversion is really going to be kind of wimpy. So step by step, if we were to break this down, if Rich and I were to break this down, first you're going to create your lead magnet. You guys have so much stuff between what you got at Mega Agent Camp with the slides from Gary, the market information, and then we give you guys a ton with the prompts for agents. That alone would be probably something you could do. And then you go to build a Cognito form of what you want to capture. And remember, less is more. Don't ask a bunch of questions for the sake of questions. People are more likely to fill something out with 3 little info pieces, with some being required, some not. And people will fill in and give you what they want. If you want more, make it simpler, right? And then all you do is you create the flow with ManyChat and you say, when this happens, I want this to happen. It's really that simple. So the welcome message could be, thanks for requesting our free guide. And the button would say, get the guide or download the book. You literally just put the words you want and it fills in the rest. It's so anticlimactic to set it up. It takes 1 second. And then when you are in ManyChat, the automation is based off of keywords. So what we've learned is keep it simple. We made it sound like that said AI, you know, type the word or request AI hacks. Some people didn't know if that should be in one word, and some people just put hacks, so it didn't work. So what I've learned, simpler, 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 the better. Like a simple word, don't get crazy. Don't make it complex. Short and sweet. Yeah, Davi, great. Yeah, short answer. Yes, very short answer, like MREA or leads or referrals. You know, make it short and sweet. And for the ones that we've made a little more complex, we got 0 leads because I don't think they know how to work, or they typed it and it didn't work. So literally, when someone types in the word in Messenger or comments, ManyChat will automatically send that promise, whatever you promise to give, if it's a book, if it's a link. So the books are a link. So we store the books in Google Drive, create a link, and it's a deliverable. Same thing is we would put a link to Cognito forms if we were adding that step in lead capture. Make sense?
No,
It's almost like
the content material of the books and the stuff that those of you that have been in our network for a while with Recruiting Collective, you probably have like 10 of them that we've created for agents that are recruiting pieces for you to send out. Now you can use this content, right, to capture leads because they want you know, the strategies to you know, finishing strong, or the AI, or the top open house, or whatever it is. And we have all those KWRI one pagers and playbooks too that you can leverage.
There's so much, it's overwhelming. And what's cool about it is you guys don't need to be overwhelmed anymore. You just, you know, start recording more. You think about this for a sec. Even if you don't have great video of something, like maybe the room wasn't great for filming, or you're really tiny and you can't really see you, but the PowerPoint came across great. Remember, when you record in Zoom, it records to the cloud and it breaks it down into video with your image, just the audio. So let's just say your image, your picture didn't come out so great, but we got great dialogue and audio. You can cut that down too and add just images in the background or be real, and that's effective. You know, if you could have just voices of people sharing what they love about the company, and you broke that down and you just put fun pictures in the background, that's powerful, right? So when you think about telling our story and using it to recruit, it's so disruptive if you use this properly, because you calling and getting in front of agents is one part of it. But this supersedes everything you do with so many more people and such great visibility. And is not only a great way to retain, but to attract to get the appointments. So just think of how disruptive you could be with this. And it's about just getting better and better. I don't have this dialed in perfectly. Are you kidding me? I'm getting better and better. Rich and I are getting better and better. We're getting leads ourselves now. You know, whereas I've done video for years and I wouldn't have considered it a lead source. It was an accidental lead here or there. Now it's a lead source, but it's about dialing these things so that you are. Don't be entrepreneurial, right? Don't just wing it and make your own video script. Use ChatGPT and follow a script, right?
Who's using some of this stuff? Like Carlin, I know that you guys do an awesome job with video with all the great classes Preston's doing. How are you using what we're talking about to tell your story?
You want to answer this?
No, go for it. I mean,
I have Brianna here too. So
I'm the marketing director.
marketing.
Hi.
So I have been using ChatGPT for my Reels script. I do cut my own videos in CapCut. I've tried Opus Clips before, and some videos turn out really great, and some of them don't seem like super duper duper relevant. So I just prefer to just use it in CapCut since I'm pretty quick at it. We don't use ManyChat, but we might start incorporating that, especially on
the Whiteboard Wednesdays, the
Yes.
weekly videos.
Yeah, so I've been manually sending everybody playbooks and one pagers, and so that's going to be super helpful. So we'll see how we can incorporate that. But yeah.
How often are you sending out the videos of the classes and things you're doing?
So ever since, I think it's now like 2 or 3 a week. So every time there's an event at our market center, I make sure that I'm videotaping it, and then I just go ahead and record it, chop it down, make a blog post on our website, send it out on social media as well. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and our website. And I'm trying to think where else I put it, but and our YouTube channel.
Can you put that in the chat so people can follow you and check that out, because you have some great content?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's inspiring to see how others are winning, and we're all just going to get better and better. And yet think about who your implementers are, that should watch this to learn how to connect the dots, because it's one thing to be purposeful with effective scripts and effective hooks and the call to action and, you know, to save time making content, but it's, if we're not capturing the lead, we're just wasting a lot of time, right? Love it. So yeah,
Anybody else using any of these tools you've been talking about at a reasonable level?
I use Opus clips. So I post a reel every day on social media. And it goes to all my social channels.
Awesome. You're head and shoulders above most people because you're doing that on a consistent basis, right?
Yeah. The new feature to post from Opus really gives great analytic data too. So for those of you that kind of have or haven't, check it out. You know, you can also get that from the performance of the video, the reel, or whatever you used through Meta. However, I was really impressed with what I saw because we started posting from Opus as well to beta test, and great data. Cool. Thank you for sharing that. You guys are inspiring us to be better and better. We'll all get better together. And yet, just think, if by the end of, say, September or October, you guys had this more and more dialed in, where you were getting enough leads from your social channels, your videos, your marketing, you were attracting enough that that was a comparable lead funnel to like your licensing list. Just think of what kind of impact that would have, because those would be experienced agents, right? Not yet to be proven talent.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, at KW Gulf Coast is what's up in the chat there. Make sure you guys all write that down and follow them and check out the content and how they're doing that. I mean, they've been a dominant market center in Pensacola for years, and they have all the top producers, and they've done a phenomenal job telling their story, which is a great story. So follow them.
Great people to follow. So Jessica Borden in that office as well. So here's how to follow us. Let's be friends. Let's stay in touch. And just remember, our next class, Rich will be kind of going through the 4th quarter GPS to finish strong. Love it. Love to see you guys there.
Yes. Thanks for being here today, guys. Appreciate you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Bye-bye.